everyone! I summited at Mount Katahdin 2 weeks ago, and I am back in Harpers Ferry. Well, I'm about to be. I'm walking there now. When I started on May 8th, I had to be driven around the Potomac Bridge because there were barges loose on the Potomac and the bridge was out, so I couldn't cross it. I had to kind of cheat my first day. So I'm making up those like 2.6 miles and heading to Harpers Ferry for the night. And morning we will spend some time at the national park, and then Tall Man will go home and I'll be out hiking. A beautiful woman, a mom with several of her children and flowers on her head, just stopped to ask me about the trail. And she's like, "You look like a woman who has it all together." That was nice. If there were ever a section I could forget my trekking poles, this is it. 5 months later, I finally get to cross the Potomac River. 'So I've been counting it all this time as if I only had 1,025 left, but now it's official. Now that I did the 2.6 miles I couldn't do on May 8th when I tried to start the trail. Home for the night. Michael worked on this padding for hours. I've lost weight off my hips, and my hip bones are just in pain every time I cinch this up. I actually almost sent this towel home before the 100-mile wilderness, but I'm glad Dandelion convinced me to keep it. I used a towel and a dirty sock to pad my poor hips. It has to be tight for it to work, and when I had padding, it wasn't a problem. But now that I don't, so we've added this. So we've got strips of Velcro sewn, stitched to this foamy stuff you get in the plumbing section at your home improvement store, and it feels amazing. Literally, I'm losing my navigation badge right now. Maryland. Harpers Ferry. We are currently in Harpers Ferry. I have done all of this. Jersey, New York. We just skipped over Pennsylvania. That's okay. We didn't really. And there's Connecticut. Massachusetts, this is Dalton, not Denton, Dalton. And then we did Vermont, and then New Hampshire, blah, 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 New Hampshire, blah, blah, blah. And we did Maine. Now it's time to do the biggest state. 555-ish miles of Virginia, and hopefully ending in Damascus before Thanksgiving. And then next spring we're going to start down here, Springer Mountain, and do Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina, and be done. So Tall man,
Yes.
I'll be leaving for about 6 weeks. How do you feel about that?
No comment. I'm supportive, but I wish it would come back quicker.
All right, I'll go faster. About to cross the Shenandoah River. Crossed the Potomac yesterday, spent the night in Harpers Ferry, and now I'm going south. So I'm finally back on trail after being off for 2 weeks. Just crossed the Shenandoah River, literally less than an hour of being back on trail. My husband is running some errands for me close by. And the shoes that we bought yesterday that felt great, oh my God, no. We only got these because they didn't have Hoka 1-1s in a size that would work for me. I had bought the Hoka Gore-Tex version of the shoes that I love, and it's just not the same. They were terrible, and I wore them for a week. I wore them in the woods with my dogs on walks. They were fine. As soon as I got on the trail, they were not fine. I'm like, is there something psychological going on? So we got these. They felt okay. They're not Hoka 1-1 speed goats, which is what I want and what we're going to get. So I'm getting off trail. My husband's going to come pick me up. I'm going to go home tonight. We're going to find my shoes, and he's going to bring me back to the trail tomorrow. Hello. It is 4 p.m. on Thursday, October 14th. I have just gotten back on trail after a couple days off due to my shoe debacle. So I had thought it would be a good idea to get my Hokas in Gore-Tex because they're still a light shoe, but I could maybe keep my feet dry. That would be nice. And it's going to be colder, so I don't have to worry about my feet being like too hot from the Gore-Tex, and I thought it was a good idea. Well, maybe it was a good idea if I had sized up like a whole size, but getting my regular 8.5s did not work. I had my first blister on the trail from just doing the 2.5 miles down to cross the Potomac River, which I didn't get to cross on my first day due to barges loose on the Potomac. And then we went to an REI. It was an hour each way to get to an REI, and they don't have my Hokas in my size or the size up. I tried on a bunch of shoes. I ended up with some New Balance. No, toes were burning. I would have had blisters on every toe probably, but I only did 1.2 miles in those, and my husband came and picked me up at the road crossing back here. Not the best place because there's no place to pull off. You have to just stop in the middle of the road and jump in or out of the vehicle. But that's where I started today. After, what I say, today's Thursday. On Tuesday, I drove 2.5 hours each way because there was bad traffic, down to Virginia Beach to get Hokas in half a size up from what I had been hiking in, because my feet are swelling and grown. I got 2 pair. So far, so good. They're doing great. And then I was going to get on trail yesterday, and I just was exhausted. I have this constant like pain in between my shoulders that literally went away from being out here despite carrying 35 pounds on my back on a regular basis. And I think it's from like the position when you're just sitting and driving. That already came back after the drive on Tuesday down to Virginia Beach. So I took a mental health day yesterday, and I'm back on trail today, and we didn't leave till like noon. And so 4 o'clock is when I got on trail. So there is a campsite in 2 miles. There's a shelter in 7 miles. I have 2 headlamps now. They're only 35 grams and an ounce each. And I didn't like when I was in the Whites and the 100-mile wilderness, I didn't like that worry of I can night hike, but what if my headlamp runs out? So I just got a second one. They both fit in my fanny pack easily, not a problem. So I could night hike tonight. not a big deal. And I have enough water to prepare dinner and everything, so I don't need to go down to the spring or brook that is kind of far down from the shelter, or worry about it if I go to the campsite. So I'm set. I don't know. See how I'm feeling. My hubs is currently sitting nearby in Harpers Ferry, waiting to make sure my shoes are okay. But yeah, those other pair of shoes quickly told me on the trail that they were not going to work for me. And so far, so good with these. They do feel slightly big in the back. I got like extra thick band-aids in case I need them. But I think my feet are just going to swell up even a little bit more as long as I hike enough. So that's the plan. Hike a lot, make my feet swollen so they fit in my new bigger shoes. Good plan, right? All right, I will talk to you later. Harpers Ferry, girl, it's been fun. I'll come back and visit, but right now I'm moving on. I gotta get to Damascus. My shoes are doing great. My feet are doing great. I already saw 3 deer. It's a good day. Whoop. And I'm on top of a ridge. It's good. In Virginia. Oh no, I'm not in Virginia. I'm still in West Virginia. Dang it. I have about an hour or so of light left and 4.5 miles to go. So I'll be doing a little night hiking. That's okay. It feels so good to be moving. My pack feels so amazing with the adjustments my husband made for me. I designed it and he created it, and it is a dream. So much cushion all around. Love it. Wow. You are here. We are going to enter the roller coaster section of the trail tomorrow, where it's ups and downs and ups and downs and not very many views, but there are some. And there is one sick view 1 mile down a Blue Blaze trail. It's Split Rock. And we'll be staying at Bear's Den. I will be staying at Bear's Den tomorrow night. And we're only 989 miles to Springer Mountain. I already did this part. Woo! Hello, beautiful. Welcome to Virginia, but not yet for me, because I'm gonna hang this way for a little bit longer. I have 2.5 miles to the shelter for tonight. There's white-tailed deer right over here. It's probably the 8th deer I've seen. It's beautiful. And my shoes feel good. And I found some chicken in the wood, edible mushroom. Delicious. I don't have any garlic. Maybe I do. Oh my gosh, I hope I have garlic. I have salt, pepper, and butter, and olive oil, so it'll still be good. Chicken. All right, it's getting dark. I'm gonna have to use my headlamp. But I'm gonna fry up some chicken tonight. Okay. Chicken in the wood. A good amount of it. I'm just gonna take some for dinner. Okay, a bunny just crossed my path, but first there was a pair of eyes in the woods. I'm like, is that a bear? Like, okay, no, it's deer. It's gotta be deer because there's like 5 of them. 5 pairs of eyes. Is you is, or is you ain't my baby?
It's usually bad form to set your tent up in a shelter, but the man with his overly friendly dog did, and I didn't mind at all. They made a fire, and then I made dinner.
For tonight's dinner, we have butter and olive oil to cook our chicken of the woods mushroom. Gonna cut up a grass-fed fatty meat stick. And I've got Gouda cheese and the last of some baby carrots.